Trump exploded this morning in a massive triggered rant, as usual, never taking personal responsibility for anything and attacking everybody that he can think of. This is not normal behavior. And this is, as we continue to cover, this is concerning even to many Republicans who see this crap and ask themselves, what is this guy doing? Let me see if I can get this framed correctly for us. Trump posting, wow, fake news MSNBC has really bad ratings. In fact, not much better than the broken broadcasting disaster known as CNN. Comcast, which also has the ailing network known as NBC, is trying to stay away from lawsuits by disassociating NBC from MSNBC, but it won't work. Comcast, the owner of both, and its chairman, Brian Roberts, are a disgrace to the integrity of broadcasting. Okay, so first instinct is attack media outlets I see as adversarial. Trump continuing. The United States is taking in record numbers in tariffs, with the cost of almost all products going down, including gasoline, groceries, and just about everything else. Likewise, low inflation is down. Promises made, promises kept. Now, unfortunately for Donald Trump, one of the problems is that all of these claims are pretty shaky. I mean, even his claim about gas prices going down, it's pretty up and down. And in fact, if you look at where gas prices were, just a month ago, they are up about 5, 6, 7% from there. These aren't major changes one way or the other, but the victories that Trump is claiming are very much dubious. Trump continuing, Japan is coming in today to negotiate tariffs, the cost of military support, and trade fairness. I will attend the meeting along with Treasury and Commerce secretaries. Hopefully something can be worked out, which is great for Japan and the USA. And then Trump continuing to attack. Everyone knows that Harvard has lost its way. They hired from New York and Chicago and ridiculously high fees. He's talking about Bill de Blasio and Lori Lightfoot, two of the worst and most incompetent mayors in the history of our country, to teach municipal management and government. These two radical left fools left behind two cities that will take years to recover from their incompetence and evil. Harvard has been hiring almost all woke and radical left idiots and bird brains who are only capable of teaching failure to students and their so-called future leaders. Okay, the point here is attack on Harvard because he doesn't like how they are running the show there, and therefore he is going after them and their hires, even though supposedly Trump wants the federal government not involved anywhere that is not completely and totally necessary. But he needs to get involved in what Harvard is doing. Then attacking Joe Biden. Sleepy Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States, has allowed millions and millions of criminals, many of them murderers and drug dealers and people released from prisons and mental institutions from all around the world, to enter our country through its very dangerous, by the way, IT apostrophe S. It's very dangerous and ill-conceived open border. Sorry, but it's my job to get these killers and thugs out of here. That's what I got elected to do. MAGA. And then sort of the cherry on top. Elise Stefanik is great. This is not a normal way to communicate. And often Trump is praised for the authentic and direct way in which he communicates. This is not it. This is not an example of that. This is an example of someone who doesn't know what's going on, is unable to sensibly take critiques and deal with them substantively, where it is all character assassination. MSNBC's terrible. Comcast is terrible. The CEO's a disaster. Joe Biden is terrible. Harvard is terrible. Bill de Blasio is terrible. Lori Lightfoot is terrible. This is a complete and total farce. And at a certain point, we would hope that the American people are going to demand something different. I don't know that they will. That's the terrifying part. You know, every time we call out Donald Trump's authoritarianism, the right calls it media hysteria. But I want to remind you that Trump admits he's looking for ways to defy the Constitution and maybe even pursue another term. Now, if you don't know the bias behind your news, you might believe, oh, Trump's just teasing us. There's nothing here. Go to ground.news/Pacman and see how media bias influences more than your perception from Trump's policy and ability to understand and undermine constitutional norms. I've been with Ground News for years now because this is what they do. They expose the hidden agendas behind reporting sources and make it easy to compare coverage and understand critical issues. Even better, if I'm reading a story on another site, the Ground News browser extension will flag the source's political bias and give me other reports on the same story so I can verify the information. My viewers get 40% off the same unlimited Vantage plan that I use, so you get their top tier plan for just $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pacman. The link is in the description, or scan the QR code.